and the people of the surrounding districts deserve the very best level of political representation that there is. And so tonight, I am very, very happy to be here in support of Wilfred Abrams, because I know that Wilfred will give of his very best. I know that his very best will prove to be excellent political representation for you. I say to you tonight that you cannot rely on Day2 Rudy. And I tell you, you cannot rely on him, because over the last 5 years, you would not have been seeing him to address the issues and the concerns that you have. But Wilfred Abrams is a man who will always be here for you. And he will be here for you because Wilfred cares about you. Wilfred's interest is not in any way to ensure that personally he does better. Wilfred's interest is not to ensure that he makes a lot of money out of politics. The truth is that Wilfred functions as an attorney at law and does well. The purpose for Wilfred participating in elected politics is for him to give service to the community and for him to make sure by such service that he makes your lives better. So I want to say to you tonight that whenever the election is called, that there is a very clear choice as to the person whom should be your next parliamentary representative. And I say to you, that person must be Wilfred Abrams. The people of Christchurch East are accustomed to a high level of representation. A very good friend of mine, and he used to be a member of the Democratic Labour Party, once represented this constituency, a man by the name of Tyrone Esme, my very good friend. And whether you are a B or a D, everyone related to Tyrone Esme. There's a man in this audience tonight, a good, decent, honorable man, Reginald Farley, that represented this constituency, that gave you the highest level of political representation. And you know, in 2008, to this time, had to be subjected to a man whom has not shown any real interest in you, in your development, in your growth. And I say, whenever the elections are called, you must reject Day2 Rudy. Day2 Rudy would have been part of a team that came to this country in 2008 saying that better can be done. And they argue that better can be done because what they will do will be to ensure that the cost of living, which they said at that time was high, that the cost of living will come down. They argue then that life in Barbados was rough. They argue then that the Barbados Labour Party was not looking after you and your families. What is the reality in Barbados today? The reality is that life for all of us is worse today than it was in 2008. And the Democratic Labour Party will want you to believe that all of the challenges and the issues which we have to deal with are caused simply by the international global economic environment. I say to you tonight that that is not the case. I say to you that in 2008, when Day2 Rudy and the Democratic Labour Party came to this country, they made promises then which they knew that they could not keep. But they made those promises simply to capture a government, and they had no concept and no real idea as to how they would take Barbados forward and make Barbados a better place than it is. And I say to you that that is a disgrace. I believe that every single government in Barbados since independence, even the Sandyford government, took Barbados a little forward. Even the Sandyford government that ended prematurely. But this Democratic Labour Party government that Dennis Law is a prominent member of has done absolutely nothing to make life better in Barbados. Every single thing they have done has been to make life worse for you. And I say to you tonight that you must reject the Democratic Labour Party. Look, they argue that it is the global economic environment that is causing the challenges. And they simply say there is nothing that they can do. They tell you that it's just fair. So that every single day when you go into the supermarket to buy an item and you realize that the prices are increasing significantly and you can't buy them, they say to you, just wait until the international global environment improves. They say that every month when you get your water bill increase by some 60%. When you get your electricity bill, that you should struggle with it, pay one bill this month and the next bill next month, and that you should simply hope that something better happens in the global economic environment. And I say to you tonight that such a government that is unwilling to institute any kind of policy or any measure to ensure that at least they try to make life better for citizens is a government that we can do without. This period is probably the most challenging period ever in the history of this country and certainly since independence. We cannot afford to have a government in place which simply says that they will throw their hands up in the air and wait until something happens outside of Barbados. And I make this charge tonight that the Democratic Labour Party, by its policies since 2008, has contributed significantly to where this country is today. Look, one of the first things that the Dems did was to remove the subsidy in relation to fuel prices and to ensure that the price of fuel would be what is reflected from world market prices. The first thing that did, that immediately forced all prices to go up in the air, particularly in relation to those items manufactured in Barbados. That is nothing in relation to the global economic environment. We determined as a government that what we would do in relation to oil prices would be to ensure that we would shield you. Because we feel that when a government has substantial resources and foreign reserves, that we should ensure that we use those resources and reserves to insist that you are not negatively impacted on. So the Dems decided that they would institute a policy that saw prices go up. Another thing that they did, you know that tourism is an important sector, and many of you residing in this constituency will at some time have worked in the tourism sector, whether it is in a restaurant or in the hotel, whether it is taxis or some other ancillary service. And what happened? what happened within the tourism sector? What happened within the tourism sector is that this government took their eyes off of the ball. And we are seeing a situation in Barbados where visitor arrivals are down. We are seeing a situation where the airlift capacity is down. We are seeing a situation where hotel after hotel is closing. And it is because of the policies of the Democratic Labour Party. They increased the VAT by 2.5%. Having said, Chris Sickler said that the VAT would have been in place. I believe he has said for a period of 18 months, knowing full well at the time that the VAT would have been in place for a much longer period of time. And that hurts you, because that takes money out of your pocket. And you know what is one of the interesting things to look? One of the interesting things is this, that they increase the VAT by 2.5% and revenues from VAT is down. And you know why? You know why the revenues from VAT, why those revenues are down? They are down because there has been less economic activity. And that has been as a direct result of the policies of the Democratic Labour Party. Friends, we cannot have another 5 years of this party in government. And I want you to believe in yourselves, because you have to ensure that the process of getting out of these challenges that we are in will reside too with you, but it also resides with the fact that you have confidence in your political directory. You have heard the Barbados Labour Party enunciate through our political leader a 15-point plan. And the Democratic Labour Party very, very early said it can't work. But I want to tell you something. There was an astronaut by the name of Neil Armstrong. And when Neil Armstrong walked on the moon, he was the first person to walk on the moon, Neil Armstrong said, "Good luck to Mr. Gretzky." And for years, persons wondered who was this Mr. Gretzky. They thought Gretzky was a cosmonaut. And back in the, I believe it was the late 90s, Armstrong was asked, "Tell us, who is this Gretzky?" And Armstrong said, "Look, when I was a little boy, I used to play ball. My neighbor was a Mr. Gretzky. One day, we were out playing ball, and the ball was struck and went over by Mr. Gretzky. I went by Mr. Gretzky," he said, "to collect the ball. When he got by the window, he heard Mr. Gretzky asking Mrs. Gretzky for a little fix-up, you know, a little fix-up. And Mrs. Gretzky said, 'Sex? You want sex? The next time you have sex with me is when the little boy next door walk on the moon.'" Now, Mrs. Gretzky never imagined that the little boy next door will in fact walk on the moon. And I said that to you for this reason, that we have to believe in ourselves. We have to accept that these days the challenges are not as they were before, and that we cannot have the same old type of policies and programs put in place to rescue this country. And I say to you tonight that the Democratic Labour Party cannot rescue this country. I say to you tonight that it is impossible. And I tell you, the man who in this constituency can represent you and help to make us make Barbados better is the variables. support a party that has for them what is an impossible task. I am reminded of a man 90 years old, had a child or had claimed that he had a 25-year-old woman pregnant. And he went to the doctor, and he said to the doctor, he said, I just want to get a physical because my 25-year-old girlfriend is pregnant for me. And the doctor said, impossible. He said, oh, you mean impossible? The doctor said, listen, I know about a man who was in the forest hunting. He saw a bear, he cut up a stick, aimed the stick at the bear and shot the bear dead. And the 90-year-old man said impossible. And the doctor said, you see, that is what I mean. And I said to you that the Democratic Labour Party cannot possibly help you, and they cannot possibly make your lives better. I said to you, vote for Wilfred Abrams. He is a good man. He is an honest man, he is a decent man, he is a man of integrity, he is a man of the people, he is a man interested in your welfare and your well-being. And I say to you that he will make you proud, he will make Barbados proud, and he will do his very best to ensure that your lives are better. Good night, and may God bless all of you.